wondered what truly makes a marriage stand the test of time? Is it age, money, passion, love, intimacy, children? What is it that would make two people stay together for the long haul? It is none of the above that I just mentioned. In today's video, we're going to be uncovering some secrets which may surprise you as to the main things that really account for why some marriages last and why some fail. Stay tuned. Welcome back. My name is Angie Marie and you're on my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you chose to join me today as we talk about this very interesting topic. And the truth is, the topic came about because people asked me to talk about this matter. So let's go. On this channel, we delve into issues of joy, happiness, peace, the things we want in our lives that create a sense of joy, accomplishment, peace, such as travel, finances, spirituality, relationship, family. The things that really make us happy. When I started this channel, my intention was to talk more about travel because I did that a lot. However, as time goes on, I'm finding out that many of you want me to delve deeper into issues of relationship. Today, we're going to talk about the longevity in a marriage, and I'm going to share my own story, share some things that hopefully will help someone today. So here's my story. I got married very young. At the time when I got married, I wasn't thinking it was young. My body was mature. I thought as a mature person, I had quite a bit of responsibilities, so I didn't feel that I was so young. But nowadays, when I speak to people who are the age I was when I first got married, I say to myself, my goodness, this is young. So here it is. I was 19 years old when I met my spouse. He was also a young person, just a year or two, just about a couple years older than I was. We were both students on the university, living on campus, separate halls, and we had some things in common. We were from different parts of the country. Of my birth, Jamaica. He was from the West, I was from the East, but we met each other in classes at the university. So that's how it got started. And I'm telling you all of this for a reason, because you need to understand some things here. So we started our relationship when I was 19 years old, and that relationship led quickly into a marriage. And we stayed together for just about 20 years before the marriage ended in divorce. I had the benefit of being in a relationship for a substantially long period of time, and that is the basis of what I'm going to share with you today. What are the things that are needed for a relationship to last long, for a marriage to last 20 or more years? There are some basic ingredients, some things I've learned. It's similar to, let's say, you're a Caribbean cook. The way we cook in the Caribbean and Africa, we're not the kind of microwave, quick sort of people who cook and bake. We have to have the right ingredients. We have to mix properly and thoroughly. We have to have the seasoning, the spices in there for it to come out the way we like it. Likewise, I'm going to share some things with you today about the 3 secrets I've learned in terms of what will keep a marriage together for the long haul. What do you need if you want it to last for a very long time? If you want it to last till death, if you want it to last, if let's say you live till 100 or more years, 90 or more years, what are the things that are really gonna make that marriage last? And I have 3 things that I've learned. I met him, we got married as youth. We had 3 children in our youth, because I'll tell you this, within a 4-year period, I had already had my 3 children. I had my 3 daughters before I turned 30. While we were still in our 20s, we owned our car, we bought a home, we started a business, we did different degrees, undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. We started a business. We were leaders, we were managers on our job. So we had quite a bit of responsibility as young people while we were still youth. The first secret, or the first ingredient, or the first thing you need to have for a relationship, a marriage to last, for the marriage to last, is a common vision. A common vision. And what do I mean by a vision? A common vision. Now, sometimes people mistake this. They think, okay, for the relationship to last, the both of us have to be in the same career. For example, some people will say, oh, this person is in the medical profession. She's a doctor, he's a doctor, so he needs to marry a doctor or a nurse. That's not what I'm talking about. It does help when you have similar careers, yes, but that's not what I'm talking about. You can be a doctor, you can be in the medical profession and marry and have a long life with someone who has a totally different profession, but you have similar vision. You're going in the same direction. Now, let me clarify this by sharing about 4 things, 4 visions or common things that I had with my spouse that kept the marriage lasting for so long. 1, we both wanted academic success. We were both university students when we started. We were both university students, and he is a strong leader type of person who was no nonsense. He's about where he's going, and he wants to be successful, academically successful, and he wanted me to be academically successful. In the mornings, I have to get up. We have to go running, jogging around that. We call it ring road, because exercise is important, prayer is important. Get up and go exercise and get into the books. Late at night, there are times when I wanted to sleep. He would come knocking on my door. We have to go out in, on the campus in one of those classrooms with those books to study, do our assignments and so on. That's the sort of person he was. So we had a vision for academic success. We stayed together because of that vision. The second thing that happened quickly after we got married was having children. So the vision was to raise successful children. When you have a vision to raise successful children, and both of you want that as a vision, many times you will stay in the marriage for that. And that is why sometimes when the children get to a certain age, sometimes people leave a marriage. So that's the second, just to give you some examples of what I mean by a vision. You have the same goal, the same dreams. There's something that you want to accomplish, so you stay together to accomplish that. The third thing that over time we had was doing business together. We started a business. We flew to the US to shop for that business. We opened the business, we started it. So in addition to our careers and whatever was going on in our lives, we wanted to build a business together. And then later on, we became members of the church. We became leaders in the church. We had the vision that we're going to help to win as many people to God as possible, that we would counsel people and help people spiritually. So we both had at least those 4 things together that we were looking forward to. When the marriage started diverting and we started going our separate ways, I can tell you that there was a breakdown in all of those. We didn't have that academic success issue. We weren't doing business together. We weren't thinking about the church goals together. So eventually, when the marriage ended in divorce, I could see why. So for you to have a good marriage or a good relationship that will last, please understand this. Vision is very important. How do you see yourselves coming together for the future? That's what I mean by a vision. Write the vision down. Do you both see yourselves being business moguls, billionaires, millionaires, making money together? And if that is the case, does the person you're looking at, dating, or considering marriage with, do they share the same kind of principles or vision that you have? If there is no common vision, it will perish. So it's important that there be a common vision. Both of you are going in the same direction. You're going to put in the passion and the energy to make it happen. It's easy because you're both joined together with that in mind. The second thing I believe you must have for the marriage to last is a strong and firm friendship. A strong and firm friendship that is built on respect, consistency, reliability, loyalty, and those kinds of principles. A friendship that keeps other people out of it. If you are someone who loves to talk to other people about your marriage, your friend or your relationship, it is going to be shattered. So when you have difficulties or issues with your friend, work it out together and leave other people out of it. People have a way of just meddling and destroying things that they have no business in. So keep other people out of your relationship. Be loyal to that person. Okay, loyalty is very key and important in friendships. I've had friends who I probably haven't talked to them for months, weeks, sometimes even years, but as soon as we reconnect, it continues because the friendship was already strong in the first place. Before you marry the person, you have to build a strong friendship. And as I said, a real friendship that's built on loyalty, respect, consistency, and reliability. Someone you can trust and rely on. When you have that before marriage and you continue to build that in marriage, it's likely to last. Now, the third secret secret ingredient is God. Because what I do know is that marriage is a spiritual institution that was created by God in the first place. So God needs to be in the marriage for it to really last, for it to work. we refer to it as 3 strands. So in that marriage, you have to leave parents out of this, leave your friends out of it, and it's you, your spouse, and God. Cord of 3 strands. For it to be strong, you have to have those 3 coming together. When the man or the woman becomes weak, and that person can go on their knees and say, God, help my husband, help my wife, let's work this out. You communicate, you work it out, you talk to God, you talk to each other, you're gonna continue with the marriage. So that's very important, that you both are spiritual beings that understand the role you play and how you're supposed to be. What does the Word of God say about your responsibilities and role as a spouse, as a wife? And in that regard, I still believe that the husband is the head in the family, and a lot of people misunderstand that. The woman is helping him and holding his hand up just like as a queen in a kingdom. It doesn't mean that one is above the other. Both persons respect each other and they honor each other. The woman should follow the man's lead. And if you know that you can't follow this man, why marry him in the first place? You should not. That's my opinion. Don't marry someone who you can't respect and allow to lead you. And it becomes easy when the man does what he's supposed to do, which is to love this woman as he loves himself. Because who would not submit and allow someone to lead if you're so sure that that person loves you like himself, like his own body? He's gonna feed you, clothe you, take care of you as his own body. If he's gonna do that, then of course you're gonna follow him and allow him to lead. Where things break down is where one party doesn't want to play their role or play their part and expect the other person to follow when they're not playing their part. It doesn't work like that. Both people have to do what the Word of God says they're supposed to do in order for it to work, and to do that consistently. One of the things I've learned or understood as I became more mature is that a man is really not ready. Well, that's what they say out there, psychologists and so on. A man is really not ready for marriage before his mid to late 30s. He's not ready. And I thought that was really very interesting. So if you're in your 30s right now or your late 20s and you're saying to yourself, my goodness, I'm not yet married, I haven't found the one, don't worry about it. You're still young, girl. You're still young, gentleman. And like they say out there, when you get closer to the age of 40, you're more ready for this, or your late 30s or after your mid 30s, you're more ready for this. Hopefully life has taught you some things that you can really prepare and know what this is all about. So if you're listening to me and you're past your 20s, maybe you're in your 30s and you're saying, wow, time is going, don't worry about it. The right person, you will meet the right person at the right time, and you will have these principles to help to guide you. Be with a person where you can both have a common vision. Doesn't necessarily have to do with your career. It's about where you're going. What are the dreams that both of you have, and how can you build together to accomplish those dreams, to accomplish that vision? Your friendship. Build a solid friendship based on the principles that I shared with you in this video, and make sure God is the center of it. Make sure you can go and pray when things are not going well. Make sure you can pray even when things are going well, to keep it alive, to keep it going, because all of these things are so important. I pray that everything works out for you regardless of where you're at. If, like me, you have experienced divorce, hey, it's part of life. We're still alive and we're doing well, and these are all lessons that we learn that we can help other people with, which is what I'm doing. I've learned some lessons, and now I'm able to help other people not to make some mistakes, to help other people to do better, and for myself also not to make certain mistakes. So at the end of the day, it's all good. Let me take this time now to thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. I really appreciate you. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell, the notification bell, so that you'll be alerted each time I share new content. This is Angie Marie, and I'll see you soon in the next video.